in our activities, in our behaviors. And most of these perceptions emanate from the media. Sometimes these perceptions go too far, and sometimes the consequences of these perceptions are too detrimental and at times lethal. On behalf of Chandigarh University and university's liberal arts, humanities, and creative practices, I take immense pride in welcoming my personal favorite contemporary author, literary luminary, Mr. Chetan Bhagat. I request him to take this insightful deliberation with our students, faculty, research scholars, and all his fans attending this session created and curated by Chandigarh University. Thank you.
Thank you, Feroz sir. Thank you, Dr. Mohammed. Now we have amongst us our Honorable Dean Academic Affairs, Dr. Priestley Shan. Although sir is engaged with all the other simultaneous technical tech invent activities, we are indeed elated and honored to have you here, sir. And we would request you, Dr. Priestley Shan, to kindly say a few words before we begin with the session.
Thank you, Nancy, and thank you, Chetan Bhagat, for accepting our invitation and joining us for this mega show. First of all, let me congratulate all my colleagues over here. We are crossing 2 lakh plus participants for this mega tech event over here. So congratulations to all the faculty and student volunteers of Chandigarh University. Once again, I'd like to thank Chetan Bhagat for joining. I am also excited to hear from you, sir. I'll be totally participating in this event completely, right from the beginning till the end.
Thank you, Dr. Priestley Shan. And Mr. Chetan Bhagat, now I hand over the mantle to you. We are eagerly waiting to listen to your insights.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, Nancy Preeti, Ashita ma'am, Shan sir, Feroz sir. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you to all the participants. I can see some names. I can't obviously take all. There's so many, but like Sanjeevan, Paramjeet, Narayan, Radhika, Rashpreet, Akash, Vishal, Utkarsh, Akarshan, Aditya, Mansi, Anshul, Poonam. I can go on and on, but I just took a few to let you know that I'm very, very grateful that you're all here. I wish मैं होता इस वक्त चंडीगढ़ में. It's one of my favorite cities, and ज़रूर होंगे जल्दी से जल्दी. I'm sure that will also happen very soon. Things are looking up in some ways as far as the situation around us is concerned. But at least in the absence of that, we have this virtual possibility of being together. And thank you to Chandigarh University for organizing this, always trying to do things which connect the community. Ek to puri community connect ho jaye jisse, and like also maybe there is something to learn and things like that. So I thank you for that chance. I'm a man. So in a way, I feel very strange talking about women because I'm not a woman. Okay, very, very simple. So अगर मैं कुछ ना मतलब I'm also trying to learn. तो अगर मैं कुछ ऐसे बोल दूँ तो please समझ लेना कि कोशिश कर रहा है. So, but the media I understand. It says women in the media. So the media I understand very well. So I can talk about that. And let me tell you this, that I've been raised by women. My father was in the army and my mother raised me. I was always around mother and her friends and my masis and things like that. So that way I learned a lot, at least about Punjabi women, which I think many of them are here today. And then, in my profession, jo books ka profession hai, it has a lot of women in it. For example, almost all editors at my publishing house are women. A lot of the PR people in the industry are women. A lot of the journalists are women. A lot of media people are also women. And of course, I've had my wife and my mother-in-law who's there. तो काफी है लोग सीखने को, वैसे अगर सीखना चाहो तो mother-in-law से तो आज तक सीख रहे हैं, रोज क्लास लगती है. But anyway, but I can tell, like, so like I said, I don't want to be accused of like mansplaining and all that, so I will not talk that. But I understand India मेरे को समझ में आता है और मीडिया मुझे समझ में आता है, और जो मेरे अपने experiences हुए हैं इस टॉपिक से रिलेटेड, वो मैं आज उस बारे में बात करूंगा, especially because I've written one book called One Indian Girl. And One Indian Girl is one of the only book of mine I've written. 9 or the 10th one is coming, which is written from a female point of view. And actually it talks about it, the story is about a girl who's a overachiever, in the sense she works in a bank abroad and her salary is like a crore plus. And when she calls her mother and says, "Mom, I got a bonus, I got a promotion, meri salary 1 crore ho gaya hai." So the first thing the mother says, "Ab tere se shaadi kaun karega?" So, and if a boy had called, they'd be like, "Arey वाह, आप देख तेरे लिए क्या कमाल की लड़की लाते हैं." So there you go. It's right here in front of us. It's not like something all, of course, when it comes to women, issues are very, very broad. There is like crimes against women, there is female feticide, but there is that casual way of which we deal with things sometimes, which actually fascinated me, that a woman achiever, people don't see her the same way. And I'm a motivational speaker. I tell everyone to achieve, I tell everyone to achieve success, but then with women they say, "Oh, she's too successful," you know so which I found was very strange, firstly. So that is what made me write that book. um, the other thing I'll tell you honestly, what happened is, when I went to promote that book, I would ask, just the first question in all book launches, I would ask the crowd, all the women who are in the crowd, I would say, "How many of you are feminists?" And I remember this in Chandigarh. In Chandigarh only this happened. In the crossword, in the mall, there's a crossword. उसके crossword के बाहर mall के quadrangle में ही हमने करा था, mall के atrium में ही we were doing the book launch. And I asked this. And I said, "How many of you are feminists?" And you will not believe it, only out of 100 women, maybe 2 raised their hands. 9 or 3 maybe. So 97% of women said, "We are not feminists." So I was like, "Okay, why are you not raising your hand? Feminist is about feminism. And you must explain that." So I'll tell you what they said. The other thing that happened at the same Chandigarh Mall, I still remember because I'll never forget this incident. Ek Sardarji was there with his daughter and he stood up and asked me, "Sir, मेरे को एक बात बताओ, मेरी बेटी को शादी करके क्या फायदा होगा?" As if I am the in charge of shadis, but he asked me and I said, he said, "What does she gain?" Because they will expect so much. The moment she gets married, she becomes a bahu, and then the bahu se expectations hai itni zyada, and bahu se sab log expect karte hain, par damad se to nahi hai. So why I'm telling you these examples, I learned something. What often are the real issues in India are sometimes little different when it comes to feminism than what is talked about in the Western world, or even in the Indian media narrative, which gets very heavily biased with Western thought. I'm not saying Western thought is bad. I'm not saying that, okay? But many times the context of issues, any issue, whether it's feminism, whether it's any other issue, is local. And local things are different. For example, in New York, the feminist debate may be, why aren't there more women CEOs? या फिर why is the women salary